So you're about to mention what happened 12 months ago at this venue and that start line crash, and Jason Gomersall was involved in that from pole position. That was, he qualified on pole. This is a slightly different scenario. So there's no doubt he'll be a little bit tense running into that first chicane in the opening lap of this race, Chad, but he's evolved as a racing car driver in the last 12 months. He said he learned a lot from it. It's just one of those things. It was a cold racetrack, cold tyres, had a big slide, and unfortunately there were a lot of people caught up in it. But the big mate Tirana, in a new livery this year, goes from pole position. It's the inside run to turn one. Tony Karafalowski in the fast Ford Mustang, who was a former winner at this venue as well back in 2014, goes from the outside of the front row.
Good to go now. Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters round 3 trophy race. Watch for the two at the back, Stephen Johnson and John Bow. John Bow getting a run up on the field. He's going to absolutely send it by the time they get down to turn 1. We're racing. Karafalowski gets the jump. Gomersall under fire, but he goes deep under brakes. Tony Kay will lead the field through the S's. How many does Stephen Johnson and John Bow pick off in the early stages? They've got 1 or 2. Bow goes side by side with Brian Hansford in the multi-spares Tirana, and we get through there cleanly. Nice start.
Hansford may be the one to watch. He starts further up the field, just a little bit further up the field than Bow and Johnson, but JB has already got through. Andrew Fisher just in front of him. Tony Karafalowski leads them into 5 for the first time. Everyone through cleanly, which is great to see. The A9X sits in second place. Really good start from Graham Alexander in that brand new Chevy Camaro. As Gomersall looks up the inside, shows the nose on the Mustang. A little bit of a bump and run perhaps. Couldn't quite get it through, and Karafalowski covers his line.
I think Tony Kay was just giving him some room. We saw him coming right at the last moment. So the big mate entries come to life. It's like an old school Tirana version of Todd Hazelwood's car. Jason's been a big supporter of Todd's young career so far, but the fight for the lead is on. Elsewhere, Johnson hasn't ticked off that many in the early stages. Bow's probably been the big mover and shaker in the early lap. Here he is again now, inside of Andrew Fisher at turn 10.
Oh, Tony Kay with a big brake lock-up going into 11. A little bit too late there. Locked the outside tyre, which was interesting. Wasn't the unloaded inside tyre as you try and turn in to the right-hander, but it was all the invitation Jason Gomersall needed to slide up the inside and grab the race lead. So the A9X now in front, Mustang back to second. 2 Camaros, Graham Alexander and Ian Woodward, 3rd and 4th. Bruce Williams up to 5th in the AC Delco car. He's busy scrapping further back behind the field. So this is a look at that exchange on the opening lap. So Gomersall had a look. Yeah, Tony did give him a little bit of room. There was definitely a bump, a bit of a slide, and then just had the racing line. And this was what we've just seen, braking down into turn 11. It's a big stop, over 200 k's an hour in these cars. Trying to slow down 1,600 kilos worth of Ford Mustang. Just got it wrong slightly. The nimble Tirana was up the inside.
Cam Tilley, 6-cylinder motor. The big Valiant right on board as he tries to find his way through the traffic. Finds the line inside of Mason, but not quite there. We'll go around the tree.
Around the outside.
Nice. So give him the inside at 9. If he can stay there, he does. That part of the racetrack almost made for the little 6-cylinder motor.
Cameron was a pretty happy boy yesterday. His first practice session didn't go well. About 80% of his second practice session didn't go well when qualifying in the afternoon, but he jagged a lap right at the end and went to 6th. So that's where he'll start for race 7 in the championship later this afternoon. Valiant place are well suited to this circuit. He's about to get another one here as he goes down the inside of Rod Hodgkin, another of the Falcon GTHOs. Stevie J will follow him through. So Cameron pretty happy with his performance. He's up to 14th place now. John Bow is 12th. So his pace has been solid, if not spectacular, in the opening stages. Leo Tobin now squabbling over with Graham Crawford in the XA, and Andrew Fisher just seizes an opportunity here and looks to go up the inside into turn 3. The Jesus Falcon will do that, or will he?
I think tough on the outside, Crawford, and unfortunately he's not just going to lose one. If he does lose the one, he might lose a couple more. Good run towards turn 5. King does gleefully hop through and take away position 9. So Crawford does lose 2 in the price of 1. And now, for further pain, he gets put under pressure by John Bow at turns 6 and 7.
So the former super speedway racer in NASCAR in Australia making his TCM debut this weekend in a car that was on the podium here some time ago in the hands of Leanne Tander. XA Falcon 4-door.
Oh.
This is Mark King.
This is the wheel work. Moving his hands around. It's not just as simple as 10 and 2 in Touring Car Masters.
A bit more lot to play with than a supercar, so you need to do the old shuffle. Learn to drive in an old car like this, you'll be well accustomed to that. Mark King's been in great touch. Qualified 5th outright, and that's where he'll start later on today. Those two White Line Racing Camaros have been really strong. This is a good scrap. It's Graham Alexander. Bruce Williams in behind. Bruce Williams alongside. And Bruce Williams in front. Nice pass. Good drive out of the final corner. The AC Delco Tirana marches himself up to 4th place. He's now got 2 seconds to catch the top 3 and try and contest for a podium in this race. Here's the start.
So the big power of the Mustang getting the job done. Alexander was aggressive, had half a chance, but decided to not push the fact down at turn 1. Gomersall swung back in behind Karen Folowski.
It was good heads-up driving from Jason because he just gave Graham Alexander enough room to get the Camaro down the inside and then went, right, well, if you're going to brake later than me, I'll let you go through. But Graham braked earlier, and Jason took the line. So this is the start from Mark King. Thread the eye of the needle through the middle of the field.
Back down to 2nd gear in these 4-speed gearboxes. Slight rub with Burns, but got away with it and got that position made. Now sits P10 in this race. John Bowe setting the quick sectors on lap 4.
I wonder if the extra formation lap might have actually helped them just to get a little bit more tyre pressure and tyre temperature for the start. Crawford out wide, bit of an error there at turn 9. But Adam Bracington will slide on through and grab another spot. I think they'll all be thankful they got another warm-up lap. It's not warm outside, Chad, even though the sun is now out. The track temperature's certainly low. So that extra formation lap might have just helped the cause, give them a little bit more confidence getting into turn 1 and 2, make the moves that we've just seen on those replays.
John Bowe about to set the fastest lap of the race. Remember, he started back in 20th. He's already up to 7th, moving his way through the field. That red and white Wilson security. Tirana, another big slide out of the last corner. Pick up JB, famous car 18. He's ahead of Andrew Fisher. He's chasing down Alexander, Policina and Williams. And he's got a few seconds to make up to him.
But Policina a little bit further up the road now in just his 3rd round as a full-time TCM racer. A couple of one-off appearances at the end of last year. Speaking of Bruce, up the inside of Ian Woodward in that brand new 69 Camaro SS out of Queensland, the Fat Ass Racing Team, which is a terrific name for a car racing team.
Particularly Touring Car Masters racing team. Probably wouldn't work as well in, I don't know, Formula 4 or something, but it's definitely a nice fit in Touring Car Masters.
Noted engine builder is Ian, so the car should have plenty of horsepower. We'll have more of a Queensland contingent as the season goes on. Cam Wilson will be joining the series. He's got a Ford Mustang under construction, and word through that the team's got a pretty cool retro-style livery coming their way on that Ford Mustang. So I don't want to give away too much. I hope to see that at possibly Hidden Valley, if not Queensland, a little bit later on in the year when we get up on the streets of Townsville for the first time in the history of Touring Car Masters after much fan demand to get the series up there. This is the fight. Policina, Woodward and Alexander just in behind. Bruce Williams has gapped them now. He's running 3rd and going out after Tony Karanfolowski. Bowe with another fastest lap. He's up to 6. The Tirana is ever looming.
The difference between how these cars handle, stop, get their power down, turn compared to what their original predecessors were like back in the day is incredible. Particularly when you watch John Bowe drive this like a modern touring car. The way he can brake as late as he can, as often as he can. The way he can attack the curbs like we saw across turn 1 and 2. It's just homage to just how incredibly well built these modern day old school cars are.
And if there's a circuit where to show off, especially the Tirana, it's Winton Raceway. It could have been designed for these cars in TCM. So the way that this category works is the bigger the capacity car, in theory the more horsepower you make, but the more weight you carry. So this track, perfectly suited to the 5-litre cars. They can still make well over 600 horsepower. They carry less weight. They're easier on their tyres, easier on their brakes than the big 5.8-litre Mustangs, Camaros and Monaros in the field. And as a result for the last 4 years here. Every race won by a 5-litre car. Either John Bow in the Tirana, Glenn Seaton when he was racing the 302 Ford Mustang for Don Demetriada's team. So it's a track that suits these cars, and that's why JB's marching his way up the order.
Enjoying the sunshine down in the lane. Cameron Vanderdijk, what's the latest?
No shock when the sun comes out, so do I, Chad. I can tell you that down here in the lane is beautiful. But I've been jumping in with Team Johnson as well as Team Bow to find out what it is that Bow is doing that's just getting him through the field so quickly. The word from Team Bow, he just loves it here. The word from Team Johnson, in particular Dick Johnson, is he goes, that's just Bowie. He throws caution to the wind and goes for it. We're more worried about the bigger point scoring races.
Yeah, so just to clarify Cameron's point there, it doesn't matter if you finish first or 20th in this race, you're going to get the same amount of points as long as you finish. So JB isn't racking up more points the further through the field he goes. He's just a very competitive human being.
Yeah, so you can go for broke, get the TV time, get the love of being a hero charging from the back of the field, or you can just consolidate, maybe do a bit of testing, throw some new settings in your car, develop it for the racing a little bit later on. Or you can do this and send it round the outside of the Gumtree and past Jim Policina and get yourself to 4th. That's what JB does. He loves these races, loves driving from the back of the field. He's now 4th. He's got 6.5 seconds to the leader and 3 cars to pass with 6 laps left to go. Here's a look. Good drive out of 7. And the beauty of that corner around the Gumtree is that if you hang tough on the outside, it gives you the inside line to turn 9. That's what JB's done so perfectly there. And Jim Policina smart enough to give him racing room, and in just his 3rd round in TCM in that Tirana, maybe settle in and follow him round a while and get some tips from the master.
So John Bow's quickest lap of the race, a 129.6. The leaders are doing 31s. So nearly 2 seconds a lap difference between JB and the leader. There's 5 to go. It's absolutely possible that John Bow can win this race from last on the grid.
It's been done by him. Of course,
13 race wins here. There's been 20 of them, and he's won 13 of them. So it just goes to show you just how strong he is around this joint. But
he's got some pretty serious guys to pass if he wants to do it. Bruce Williams will be one of them. Bruce is a really fast driver. Another guy out of the Thunderdome era. HQ racing. He raced Formula Holden for a couple of years as well. Now, Reynard, as Woody backs it into turn 7, the right-hander. A great crowd here at Winton, it must be said. This track does such a good job of promoting their round to the regional market. Touring Car Masters have been part of it for 4 years now and suits this place, suits the venue and the local fan base, and that's why you get guys like Ian Woodward just hanging it out. This is his first race in that car in TCM. It is a brand new car, which is funny to say for a 1969 Camaro. They have constructed that thing from scratch for Touring Car Masters competition. Seems to be going really, really well. 6 at the moment. He's got this battle pack looming up behind him. Ryan Hansford, Stephen Johnson, Adam Bressington, all the heavy hitters that we'll see at the front of the field later today, squabbling over the minus watts outside the top 10 at the moment. So Gomersol still leading as we follow this awesome battle pack. The gap between Gomersol and Bow, just 3 seconds. He's cut it in half. It's going to go time certain. There'll be 2 laps to go. Bow's gone past Bruce Williams. So the AC Delco Tirana relegated now to 4th place. So if he's going to do this, it may well be on the last lap. He's got 2 laps and just over 6 Ks to find his way to the front of the field. He needs to get past Tony Karamfalowski, who is a former winner here. He needs to get past Jason Gomersal, who scored his first win in Touring Car Masters competition just a few weeks ago down at Simmons Plains Raceway. So he's driving filled with confidence and he's leading the race. This is how JB got to 3rd. Stock standard out of the copybook, under brakes at turn 1. The AC Delco Tirana knew he was coming and gave him the room. Now there'll be 1 lap to go next time by. And here comes John Bow up the inside at turn 10, reeling in the leader. Jason Gomersol will look in his mirror and go, come on, Tony, make it, at least put up a fight. Defend on the inside or make it go the long way round. So what's Jason Gomersol got now? He's going to get in before turn 1, let alone turn 12 next time by. Can Gomersol hang on? This is how it was happening at turn 10. The door was open and John Bow gleefully stepped through. Tirana versus Tirana, 1 lap to go at Winton. Jason will fight for this, I'm sure of it. He's got that 1 win now. He'd like another But Bow already locked up behind the hatchback Tirana. Gomersal
Yes, he does defend.
But Bow will have no problems trying to send it the long way round.
Can't go around the outside of turn 3 and make that stick. Surely not.
What about 4 though, Chad?
But John Bow can.
Incredible move.
Just cruise around the top. JB from last to first. Take a bow, John Bow. Incredible.
You just go home and shake your head and go, oh, well, next round, wouldn't you? After seeing that, that's remarkable.
Did everything he could. He drove on the defensive side of the racetrack. It went time certain, saved him 2 laps. He thought he'll have a chance. Wasn't the fairy tale return to Winton that we're sneakily hoping we might see for Jason Gomersal. In the end, it's going to be the fast Tasmanian once again. Have a look at the left-hand side of the timing screen, and you will see BOW. Gain of 18 spots. Just 10 laps.
This is extraordinary. So turn 3, okay, but you thought Jason would have the run into 4 to hold on, but Bow just commits. Full credit Gomersal for giving him racing room there, because he could have squeezed him out wide onto the dirt if he felt like it. He didn't. He was fair. And John Bow is going to win his 93rd Touring Car Masters race.
Oh, he's still got it. Give this man the checkered flag. TCM in style for John Bow. And good fight for third. Williams nearly chasing down Karen Pawlowski. 10 laps in the books. He started on the last row and he greets the checkers P1. Another day at the office for John Bow. Waves to the crowd. Royal family style. Man, that was good to watch.
There was a redemption story for both of these drivers in a way at this venue, because John Bow was caught up in that crash 12 months ago and actually broke a couple of ribs and was in pain for quite some time. So that'll be pretty sweet. And well driven, Jason Gomersal. The big mate Tirana second, led the whole way under pressure from Tony Karamfalowski, and a really stout result for the big mate Tirana. Bow, unbelievable. Gomersal denied on the final lap. Karamfalowski third, Williams next. Tirana's filling 3 of the top 4. Andrew Fisher was next, and Jim Policino. Woodward was 7th on debut. Alexander, King and Tilley from the back, rounding out the top 10.
Last time I saw someone go from 19th to 1st, it was Perth when Scott McLaughlin did it. Today it was John Bow, and he did it in style all the way back through. Right Hanson and Stephen Johnson left in Bowie's dust. Started alongside those guys.